So generosity is the first of the paramis, or the perfections, that are developed in the course of practice. And I think one of the reasons that it's first, and it's certainly something that I've experienced, is that generosity makes us happy. When we really engage in that, and uh, as I said, we make it a practice, a conscious practice, where we're looking for opportunities to be generous, or we're acting on generous impulses in our minds that we might let pass, have the thought come and go. But if we're making it a practice, the thought comes and then we act on it. And I've really taken this on as a personal practice for many years, and I love it because it does bring a lot of joy. So that becomes kind of the foundation. Uh, it's great to have some level of joy or happiness be the foundation of our meditative inquiry, because it just facilitates it.
Sometimes, building on what Joseph said, people actually don't feel it's okay to cultivate something that's going to make you happy. And they think, well, and they say, isn't that greed or clinging? I thought I was supposed to be letting go of preference. And yet there's a kind of happiness that isn't like clinging to pleasure, as we might normally define it. That's much deeper than that. And so I usually say to people, that's not greed, that's science. If you put your energy in a certain direction, you're likely to really suffer. If you put your energy in another direction, you'll be uplifted, you'll feel connected, you'll feel a kind of clarity. And that is a great basis from which to meditate, and do that kind of inquiry, rather than feeling so exhausted and depleted and miserable, and which is not such a great basis. I mean, we do it anyway when we're in those states, and it can be useful. But if we have the opportunity to set the stage, to be coming from a different place. So that's part of the resistance. And part of the resistance, of course, is I think there's just a level of fear that we are conditioned to, that if we can manage to hold on to enough stuff, for example, we're not going to face impermanence or death, or, it's like all totems against change. And so the thought of letting go, of renouncing, of offering, it's scary. Like, what am I going to be left with? But what we're left with is the joy, of having exercised that opportunity. And so it's an adventure. It's different than a lot of our conditioning. And so you have to be willing to make that experiment.